Welcome to Total Financial Makeover with Debo at Dejano. Move from lack or barely enough to abundance. Renting to letting. From struggling to thriving. Blick to living the dream. Totally in control. Your head above the waters. Taking safe and superb financial decisions always.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I know it feels fresh, feels different kind of, but this is still Total Financial Makeover with Debo at Dejano, right? Yes, I'm the MDC of Realty Point Limited. They call us the Circle Landlord people. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, your financial jailbreaker, escape crusader, and the emperor of the Circle Landlord dynasty. Yes, and it's another special edition today, so I don't have my usual co-host again today. That is Rosemary, but I have someone I'll be interviewing. Yes, I'll be inviting her in on Zoom, and I'll be interviewing her for your enjoyment. I promised, if you've been following us on the YouTube channel, I encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not, Debo Adejano TV. Subscribe right now if you're watching. Just click subscribe and then click the notification button also. Okay, it will really, really, really help. Thank you very much. If you've been enjoying it, you should subscribe. I promised a while ago that I would review some books, Nigerian authors particularly. And so today I'll be reviewing two books written by a lovely and an amiable lady. Okay. These books are on real estate. You know that real estate is one of the things we push because for us it is one asset class that you can become financially free by investing in. Okay. So today I have the honor of having the author of these two books here with me. Property Investment Guide, How to Create Wealth and Passive Income Without Making Mistakes. That's it. Their Property Investment Guide, How to Create Wealth and Passive Income Without Making Mistakes. And we also have here reviewed over 100 ways to nagging questions, over 100 answers, reviewed over 100 answers to nagging questions about real estate investments in Nigeria. Yes. And then the author, of course, is Mojisola Afolayan. She's already in the corner, so I'll just bring her in and then we'll start the review of the book. Right? Okay, so thank you very much. Let's have Mojisola join us right away. We'll go on a short break right now, okay? And when we come back, we'll continue this discussion. We'll be right back.
Basama Landlord Direct is an initiative of Basama Real Estate Cooperative Multipurpose Society Limited. It is one of the membership routes available to join in the cooperative.
On this platform, carefully curated real estate rental income projects and others are offered to low-budget real estate investors like you and I to participate and enjoy the return available with as low as 25,000 naira. You can actually secure a fractional slot of investment on offer and proceed to enjoy real estate return as prescribed.
Everything that needs to be done can be done on the platform, including paying for your fractional slot via Pay Start Payment Limited. Investors can pick the pay later option while filling out their investment on this platform.
You actually don't need $1 million to invest in real estate when it comes to the Basama Landlord Direct platform.
You've heard it all from Chrissy and Lekon. That is exactly how Brefi run. Enjoy the platform. Go ahead and start investing. You stand a good chance. Let's make real estate money together. Welcome aboard.
Okay, welcome back. So we are back once again. From the advert there, you know the importance of real estate. What I would advise you to do is to go call those numbers. The numbers are on your screen right now. Call those numbers right away to know more about that advert. Real estate is where you want to put your money, and you should be reaching out to the numbers on your screen to just ensure that you go get yourself some piece of real estate. You can imagine with as low as 25,000 naira. You can now be a co-landlord, enjoying rental income. It has never been that good before, I can tell you that. So call the numbers on your screen, okay, to learn more. You're welcome. As I earlier introduced you, we'll be reviewing these, your two lovely books. And I have with me here Mrs. Mojisola Afolayan. If I describe her, I'm sure I'll still give her room to talk about herself and things and why she thinks she qualifies to write these books. But I would describe her as an Amazon. Yes, that's the short description I will give of her. A lady that I know she's dedicated to what she's doing, and she's committed to integrity, professionalism, and she's a professional real estate breed. Went to school for it, so studied for it, and also practicing for some years now, over a decade at least, right? So, and I've known Mojisola for some time now. I've watched her grow in her career and her choice of enterprise. Welcome again, Mojisola. Thank you very much. Welcome to Debo TV. Okay, great. So your two books, your two books are here with me. And the first question I would like to ask you is, well, maybe let's even meet Mojisola Afolayan. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great privilege and honor to be on this show and to be speaking with you. I really appreciate it and I'm very grateful. Mojisola Afolayan is an achiever. She's someone who is dedicated to whatever she wants to achieve. So I'm an asset surveyor and valuer by profession. I'm a property advisor and I am an advocate for women doing real estate big time. What does that mean? It means that women need to own their own money. Our investments should fund our lifestyle. So I'm big on empowering women. I'm big on first-time home buyers. I really want to own property, and I'm always advising, educating, and encouraging as many people to build wealth through property investment.
I said I've met a lot of ladies lately who say they are big on ladies, and I don't know, but the guys are missing out. Because a lot of you ladies are looking after yourself very well, and the guys are just jonesing. They don't even know what is happening to them yet.
No, the thing is, for many years, Africa, especially African women, have been laid back. We have been told so many things. Culture wants us to look in a certain way. Culture, even some people even go as far as biblical, saying that women are not even meant to be known or to pursue who they are. Or maybe we're helpmates, we're like assistants, we're not the main deal. So too many interpretations. For too long, women have not been who they are meant to be. So it's time for us to be more. It's time for us to be who really we are, because we are powerful. We can actually have everything we set our mind to be. So I think that's why more emphasis is on women, especially women of color, women in Africa. A lot where we are so much powerful than we even know. So I believe it's time for women to stand up. The days where we have to rely on anyone is over. So we are equally powerful. We can equally do the work and make the money.
Okay, great. I mean, great. I also like the fact that, well, yes, women are coming of age now and all of that. But also the gap has been identified that, look, if these ladies are being trained and all of that, you don't want to then hand them over or they end up with an untrained man. So the man also equally needs to be better trained so that he can be better positioned to handle these gifts of ladies that are coming up right now.
Absolutely.
So that's where. So thank you very much. I mean, you've told us a bit about yourself, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, what made you to write these two books? Why did you decide to write these two books? I mean, you have two lovely books here: Property Investment Guide, How to Create Wealth and Passive Income Without Making Mistakes. And then you have here reviewed over 100 ways to nagging questions about real estate investment in Nigeria. Why did you write two books at the same time? Because I'm aware that these two books came out at the same time. Why not just one? Why must it be two? Is it that two is in your blood? Exactly.
Yes. Yeah,
Mojisola has twins also, so maybe
yes.
she does her things in twos, probably. I don't know. So
So it,
explain to us.
no, to be honest. Well, if I do say so myself, it's better to go mega. If you want to do anything, you can't just be ordinary. You can be
Mm,
extraordinary. There's no crime in that, you see.
mm,
But
mm,
to be honest, I realized that the two books, if it was meshed as one, can be confusing, and
mm.
I'd rather just make them different. So this is more like advisory, where I'm
Okay.
advising based on experience with wealthy people who have invested and succeeded in investing in real estate. While these ones are
Mm,
questions, it's just like a question and answer. And when I started, I didn't even know it would get to 100. Then he exceeded 100. Then I was like, should
yeah.
I do one or volume two? And I was just like, let's just over 100. So it's about 100 and some. Yes, over
33,
100.
I think. Yeah,
Yes.
133 actually.
So,
133. Interesting.
yes. And
So that's how you ended up with two books. Okay, go ahead.
yes. So the reason behind it is simple. I get a lot of questions every time from
Mm,
colleagues, from friends. Oh, I want to buy this property. What
mm,
should I ask for? Or maybe
mm.
they have even bought a property and they don't even know if they had made a mistake or not. Especially
Okay.
questions like what is excision in progress. A lot of people want to buy land. When you tell
Mm.
them price of land is 5 million, 10 million, they'll say, no, what about those 800K one? Want to buy 800 land, do you know what it means? It's execution in progress, and I'll break it down to you, explain it to you, so you know
Mm,
exactly. It's like gambling. If they get the execution, fine, because you'll
mm,
be
mm,
buying at a price that is lower than the exact price or the
mm,
exact value.
mm,
But of course, if the execution is not approved, then you might have to negotiate with the developer
mm,
and all that. But it's good for you to know exactly what you are going into. And I found out that I can't keep on answering everybody. So let me put the
mhm.
questions together. And this is like an evergreen book. It will be as long as Nigeria real estate is concerned. I want to believe it to stand the test of time. So this is a book that's evergreen. Everybody needs it. And I made sure that, it's not voluminous because most of us do not
Okay.
like it. Was intentional. If I'm correct, it's less than 100 pages. That was
Mm,
deliberate as well. So I needed to write it in a way that is explicit and simple English. There's no ambiguous words in it. There are no ambiguous words. Very simple, no jargons, no complicated things that you can't really understand. So even your child can read it and explain to you. So that was
mm,
the because if you have it's not and again I didn't also want it to look like a textbook. I don't want it to look and sound like a textbook because you
mm,
will not find it interesting. So I decided that I wanted a book. The goal for this book is not even monetary. It's for you to be able to have access to it, for you to be able to own it and gain the knowledge, because
mm,
succeed in real estate, which is what I'm doing, I need you to first understand it. So you must first of all understand what you're investing in. There's a saying generally that Warren Buffett says you shouldn't invest in something you do not understand. And if you do not understand property, then you can't invest and succeed in it. So it's the very first step for you to get the knowledge, and that is why I bettered these books for you
Oh,
to
oh,
read them and understand.
great, great. In fact, you've done the review yourself, more or less, kind of. You've gone through the review yourself, but that's lovely. So, how have you said something also that is really common. People say people don't read. Now
Mm.
that you've written these books, how easy has it been for you to refer people who ask you the same questions you've answered in the books? How easy has it been for you to refer them to the book, and have they been getting the books? Or they would rather still look like, no, tell me now, since I have you
No,
here.
and I honestly do not even have to tell anybody. Like, if you come to me and you ask me questions that are in the book, I'll just be like, I've already done that work already. Go and grab my book. You need a copy of my book. So I'll be like, do you know I've already answered over 100 questions? This question you're asking me and many more in a book. So really, yes, I think you need to get the book. So go and buy
Okay.
the book and read
And
it.
then do they get it? The feedbacks you get, good
Um,
number of them.
Yes, so the honest truth is if you talk about your product, it will move. So for now, the more I talk about it, the more
they know they get it.
I get engagement because people need to know more about it. So I think for me, it's my responsibility to make sure the awareness is there and people can, because it is actually a solution. It is a real estate
Yes.
solution, and
Yeah.
so it's not just about betting it. So it's now time for you to make people know about it. The visibility is actually very important, and
Yeah,
I'll
true.
work on it.
You keep at that. You keep at that. That's good. That's good. So, if I take the book one at a time, okay, uh, my quick glance when I got them was that, and the impression I came out with, is not totally different from what you said earlier. That they are very quick reads, very easy read, very simple, and people can get to understand the meat of the matter straight away. In fact, if you are a fast reader, this is something you can go through in an hour or less. Now, the good thing about it is that the content there is not even just for the purpose of head knowledge.
True.
So it's a library material. It's something you want to keep in your library and keep referring to, especially those over 100 questions. Because apart from yourself, whoever is reading it, you have people who also come to you and ask you some of those questions at times. And you don't want to go over trying to explain. You can just give them that copy. I've had to give some people some copies. I've had to ask some people to go and get, their own copies, and things like that. And like I said, it's been very, very interesting. Let's take the over 100 questions, for example. Do you have one particular question there you would like to share with our audience? Just very briefly. It's over solid questions. I mean, questions here that are answered are questions like, what is land? What is real estate? Investment cycle, a lot of things like that. I mean, what is a plot? The measurement of a plot. A lot of people don't know what is a plot size.
Some will even be arguing with you.
Exactly. What is an acre? What's hectare? What are all those measurements? What is square meter? Who is a land grabber? Encroachment. What does that mean? What does the law say about commission? Or what is even commission? Building regulations. What is gazette? What is escission itself? You just talked about escission now. What does it even mean for a land to be said to be acquired? So all of those kind of things you've already dimensioned here from what I can see, the status of land, the land use acts, and things like that. Very, very, so much to talk about. Land certificates, that's land, various land titles, federal government occupancy. What is that? Certificate of occupancy from federal. What are all of those? Do you want to take one or two questions? Just let us share with our viewers so that they can have at least a sneak peek into the book, and then they know that it has a lot of meat.
Even for me, every time I look through this book, I just find it interesting to read. I still read the book, like as I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, okay, so which question do I want to talk about? Okay, so I'll talk about 2 or 3 or 4.
No. Let's just do 2 maximum because of time.
Okay, so I want to talk about ownership and possession.
Okay,
so when you say what is ownership? Well, ownership is different from possession, because when you buy a property, the moment you buy the property, you are just concluded a transaction. So maybe you buy a house, for example. If you buy a house, like say you buy a 4-bedroom house in Ikoyi,
okay,
you just concluded a transaction. It's even different from ownership and possession. So the moment you collect the key to the house, that's possession.
Okay.
Ownership has to do with title. So which I see many people in Nigeria do not even go ahead to perfect their title. So they just say, I bought that house, I'm living now, I live in Ikoyi. But the truth is, if you do not perfect your title, and what does perfection mean? That's another question. But you need to register that property in your name. because what you just collected from maybe the seller to you is a deed of assignment and probably a receipt or a contract of sale. Those documents are not, they don't have so much power compared to a title document. Until it's registered, it is not a title.
Exactly.
And
Until it is backed by law, by
yes,
the Land Use Act law. I mean, you follow that
exactly.
process as stated.
You do not own a property, unfortunately. And many people still argue this. But he gave me a paper. I said, okay. Because so ownership is different from possession, just for you to know.
Great.
Another thing I want to talk about is land documents. There are several land documents, and doesn't mean one is more important than the other. So many people assume that C of O, even if you want to buy a land of 800,000, you're asking, does he have C of O? Everybody just asks that question. Does he have C of O? The process of getting a C of O involves millions as far as Lagos State is concerned. So when you are buying a land that is less than $1 million and you expect it to have C of O, and like I said, until you perfect your title, that's when you own. And the moment you perfect the title, the whole game changes. So even the value of your property has changed. So you don't compare, and I see a lot of that happening in Lagos, especially because that's where I resided. A lot of people compare a property on their street and say, oh, that person sold for 5 million, I must sell my own for 5 million. But you do not know whether that person has already perfected their title. The land might have governor's consent, but your own is still land certificate. You have not even done anything on it. And you never even know, it might be looking like bare land, but because they had already perfected their title, it's already a game changer. It's already
exactly. It has added some value to it.
So you can't be comparing to say, why are you pricing my property for a certain figure when my neighbor sold at another figure? So it's very important that you understand that as well.
I get it totally. I get it. Those are lovely questions. You know, for the part of ownership and possession, one thing I tell people is that, look, yes, in a way, the fact that you directly are in possession or indirectly in possession can be a proof of ownership in some way. However, even though the lawyers tell us that possession is 90% of ownership, your documentation, which consists of the 10% and the rest, is still very vital because it's incomplete if you don't have that title. And
because
legally,
can happen. Yes, the truth is anything can happen. If you buy a property from someone you have not perfected and the person probably is in his will, you have already willed the house and you have not, there are a lot of stories right now.
Stories that can happen, and you can go through a lot of rigors trying to claim your interest back, you know. It's like the way I describe it is two sides of a coin, actually. So if one side of the coin is faded, it's no longer a legal tender. So ownership, you know, own the title and and possession are two sides of the ownership coin, kind of, you know. And if one side of it has faded off, that is no longer a legal tender. So you must get the two, and make sure that they are in place. They are in place. Yeah. So guys, you want to go and grab this copy, reviewed over 100 questions to nagging, over 100 answers to nagging questions about real estate investment in Nigeria. You know, you need to go and get it. She has about 133 questions. She gave you 33, Jara. The other one thing that I would have loved you to discuss, I know your very last question, you were talking about life insurance there. I don't know what you were trying to say there, because for me, especially in Nigeria, I don't see the point of people really doing life insurance. Sincerely, especially if they are still struggling. What I mean by that is, if somebody is well off and can afford life insurance, because the particular type of life insurance in Nigeria, in a way, to me, is not worth it. Maybe you want to throw more light and change my thought. I don't know.
Okay,
you know, so especially for someone that is just still coming up.
Well, the example I used here is like as high as 100 million. So it wasn't really for somebody that was still coming. But
exactly.
The whole idea is that, you know, as an investor or even a realtor, it's important that we put our safety first. Because you can remember a story of someone who wanted to steal the deal by himself. One man like that lost his life, that the guys now killed him. That kind of
Yes,
situation.
yes, I remember that.
Our work is very dangerous. That's what I'm just trying to explain. That even if for you to understand the business of real estate, and maybe you are a realtor or you are involved in it, you must also always have insurance, because we go for
Okay.
inspections with people we hardly know. That's one of the cons of the profession. Yes, people believe the money is so good, but somebody just picks their phone and call you that they saw your ad on Facebook or something, and because we of course we want to steal the transaction, we just move up and follow the person and go for inspection. We never know.
I totally get you. I
So it's
totally
very
get you.
that we understand the risk and we protect ourselves. And one of those is to do life insurance,
Life
even for your
insurance.
staff. Yes, because you
Yeah.
never know.
So
Aside that,
yeah, go ahead.
it's also important that you let people know where you are going and all that. That
Take
those
all the
ones
necessary
caution.
precautions
Don't go alone with a total stranger. It's you rather meet at a
in a
certain
public place.
point and you move from there. One just has to be careful, because even the so-called bad guys they're thinking of the best way to just get hold of you. So whatever situation you find yourself, always make sure that you are proactive and
No problem. I get you. I think our conversation on life insurance will probably come another day and talk about that, because I have a long-standing issue with life insurance. Like I said, for low income earners, for high income, maybe upper
the
middle
thing is,
income, they should.
the people who are just starting, they might not even see the benefit of life insurance. But life insurance is
And that is actually where I have a problem. Do you know that the proper life insurance that should be happening, and I'm talking about life insurance just as it is done in Nigeria right now. If I find myself in a developed economy, let's say America or something, of course, I'll be happy with my life insurance. You know, there are life insurance there that the premium, it is multiple of what you insure that your benefactor will get. I mean, your beneficiaries will get when you pass on. But in our own situation, what they get is your premium. The only advantage there is that if you should die before that time you needed to make up that premium, that's when it will really matter in any way that, okay, there's something they are benefiting. Let's say, for example, you take a
but
life
I think
insurance of,
okay.
let's say, for example, you take a life insurance of, let's say, 50 million now, and they say you should be paying, let's say, 3 million every year, and you are going to pay it for like, probably they are saying like 15 years to have that 50 million. Do you get? That's something usually like it is. My own argument is that, look, if I put 3 million together for 15 years, there is no way it won't be worth more than 50 million in an investment. So why do I have to give you an insurance person? It will make more sense to me if, let's say, you are saying I should do that for 15 years, and probably my beneficiaries will get 150 million. If I complete that thing, you understand, which is what exists in other places. There is that type of life insurance. So that's why I tell people, look, it's better you take care of yourself. But once you are well off, it can be an additional thing, in your basket of investment and protection of your beneficiaries. So that's just, but I think we'll take that some other. It's very important.
Car insurance too. Some people do not understand it. They just believe.
Yeah. No, car insurance is different. So car insurance is compulsory for anybody, because that can set you. You will be alive. You will be alive and having that problem. You understand? You will be alive, and it is you that will be set back, not just any beneficiary. It's you, not just your family. It's just you. Life will be harrowing for you and all of that. So it's actually a lot better. I think I understand that. Then the other book is Property Investment Guide. Now, one thing you said here that struck me is how to create wealth and passive income without making mistakes. Why? Are you sure it's possible to actually be an investor without making mistakes at all? Or you are saying, hey, there are mistakes that people make. Oh, come and avoid it. Give yourself some sense.
Exactly.
Or, maybe I'm just saying, maybe some experience led you, or some people's experiences made you put this together. Can you share the story behind this book? Is really what I'm asking.
Hey, the story behind this book is plenty.
It's plenty.
So,
Okay, share one or two with us.
So, many people understand that it's good to invest in real estate. But
Yeah.
there's a science to investing in real estate. You don't just carry money and dump and say I've
Yeah.
invested in real estate and expect magic to happen. So this book
Yeah.
is for someone who actually wants to create wealth and passive income. That means you want your investments to blossom. You want your investments to work out. So it's not just an assumption. So this book will help you, and it's based on what I've seen from, you know, top clients who I have been privileged to sit with. And I find out that number one, they don't joke with professional advice. So if you know you want to build wealth, you must be willing to pay for professional advice. If you dodge from professional advice, you end up still biting that finger like, oh, I made a mistake. A lot
I
of
can
times
imagine.
you find people call you to say there's a property in a certain area, maybe suburb of Lagos, but they had gone ahead to build it gigantic. It's a gigantic mansion, and they are saying they want to sell it for 100 million or something, maybe like do or so. So I'm like,
Issue with value,
yes.
price, and cost.
And the truth is, cost of construction is the same. The same
Mm.
amount you buy cement in Ikoyi
Mm.
is the
Mm.
same thing with what you buy in Ikorodu, but the cost of land is not the same, and the
Exactly.
quality of life is also not the same. So you can't be
Mm.
building something for people maybe that will live in Agungi and go and
Mm.
build it in another area, maybe in Mowe or something, and
Mm.
assume
Mm.
people buy it for 50
Somebody
million.
will come and buy from you. I
Yes,
did a video not too long ago about how and why property value appreciates. You know, how
yes,
and why property value appreciates. And I broke it down there because a lot of people don't know the significance of land. That really land is the component and the major composition in any appreciation. Is the yes, your built property itself still appreciates somewhat based on inflation and all of those things, you know, it appreciates somewhat. But the major component of your appreciation is actually land, the value of the land, you know,
yes.
and that's why properties will cost so much in Ikoyi. And if you build the same design in Ikorodu, you really can't get the same value, you know,
So
in
what
the
I say is,
market.
if you bring White House as it is, exactly as it is, and you drop it on a site in maybe Abuja or Awoyaya, you can't get the same value as what it
That's
is
all.
right now in Washington. So it's same property but different value. So location is very.
Exactly.
So, and all this advice will come from professionals when you deal with them. Or
Mm.
as simple as it is, reading this book alone, you will have a lot of insights that can guide you when you want to start investing in property. And like I said,
Exactly.
knowledge is key. So no knowledge is a waste. And I also find also in this book, I try to compare real estate with some other investments like stocks, like
Yes.
gold and all that. So
Gold, yes.
most people will just say, well,
Bond,
rather buy
bond,
gold.
and all of that. Yeah.
So I'm not an investment professional, but I just wanted to let you understand the comparison that there are always pros and cons. And with real estate, you are almost like the boss because you can decide what you want to build on your land. At the minimum, even if you cannot build, you can do a JV with a developer, and before you know it, your property has appreciated in value. So it's
Great.
also very important. Then the real estate cycle, that's another.
Yes, I wanted to mention that. They talked about the real estate cycle.
Everybody that wants to build, that wants to succeed in real estate, that wants to build wealth and passive income must understand the real estate cycle. And the
Yeah.
truth is, you see people succeeding, they understand these things very well. They might sound simple, or
Yeah.
even many people don't even know this. And the truth is, I think in Africa, or let me just say in Nigeria, where I know, many people say what other people are saying, not what they really know. So maybe I have said, oh, I don't like a certain person. The person will just not like that person just because when you now ask, like, okay, so why don't you like this
To
person?
like this person.
They can't really say something.
Exactly. I just don't like the person.
So when you say real estate is not good, people don't even understand why. And when you say real estate is good, people don't even understand why. They just believe real estate is good. So you must actually find out by yourself. You must be knowledgeable enough to know your why and why you make certain decisions, which is also why we talk about investing in real estate. You must understand the phases, and there are always cycles. So there's always a uptime and a downtime. So you need to understand also why there's a void or why there are empty houses in certain areas. Is just like a cycle, and a cycle keeps moving. So you need to understand that as well. There's a time
What
where
a void even means, some
yes,
people don't understand what a void means. I'm sure you answered that in one of your questions, right?
yeah. So as many as I could, I tried to explain it at least.
Okay, great. So, um, now, if one wants to get this book, where can one get them?
Okay,
Where?
so I will improve on it, but for now, the best way to get it is on Amazon. That's for those who are not in Nigeria. And if
Okay.
you are in Nigeria, you can reach out to me on
Okay.
Instagram or
Okay. So, what's your Instagram handle?
at Moji Real Estate.
At
But
Moji Real Estate. Instagram handle will be on the screen for you or in the comments below, description below. So make sure you get it there and you can contact her. Yes?
by the
You
end
want
of
to
the
say
quarter,
something?
yeah, I think say by the end of the quarter, it will be in many like bookshops as well. So
Bookshops as well. Okay, great. So it's on Amazon for people even people that are in Nigeria may want to go get it from Amazon. But if you're in Nigeria, you can easily just reach out to her. I'm sure dispatch anywhere in Nigeria, she'll courier it to you and you can get these two books. You want to
absolutely.
go get them. Any promotion or anything happening on the books in any way currently?
Yeah, we can do free delivery within Lagos.
Okay, so free delivery within Lagos. So if you need these books right now, go on our Instagram handle, it's on the description below, and then get free delivery within Lagos. And yes, you can have them delivered. Thank you so much, Mojisola. It's been interesting having you and hanging out with you. Okay, and I'm sure you have some more books coming off your sleeve. When do we expect other books? Or you are making too much money now, you don't have time for books?
No, okay, let me say one thing first. So what's coming up next is the online course, how to invest in real estate in Nigeria. It's very
great.
big from start to finish.
So great.
For me personally, I knew that I have a lot of things I'm working on and I won't be able to answer everybody. So I'm trying to do these little things first, then you go to the major things, which is actually providing those houses for the people. After educating them, they now want to take a step, they should be able to find those kind of opportunities. So we're working on it, and very soon we'll let you know how far.
Great. Thank you very much. Viewers, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Please, like I said, subscribe if you've not subscribed to Debo Adejano TV. Just click on the subscription button and click on the notification button also, so that whenever we upload any new video, you'll be one of the first to know. I promise that I will start interviewing some Nigerian authors that have written real estate or general investment books or knowledgeable books about money making, about financial freedom and things like that. I think this is the first in the series, and I have other authors. Yes, you're the first in the series. I have other authors lined up that I will talk to as we go on. Thank you for joining. I remain yours sincerely. Moji, you want to say your final word before I sign out?
All right, so I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for always supporting me. I really appreciate your support, and I'm very grateful. I really wish I see a nation where every woman or everybody who wants to own property can easily have access to affordable housing. And I wish you all the best as you build wealth through property investment.
Great. Thank you very much. Nice having you, Mojisola. Thank you, viewers. Till I come your way another time, I remain yours sincerely, Debo Adejano, your real estate entrepreneur, the Sack Your Landlord Emperor. Your financial jailbreaker, escape crusader, and the Sack Your Landlord Emperor. Thank you very much. We'll see you some other time. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome to Total Financial Makeover with Debo Adejano. Move from lack or barely enough to abundance. Renting to letting. From struggling to thriving. Blick to living the dream. totally in control, your head above the waters, taking safe and superb financial decisions always.